Mic check. 1, 2. Hey, there we go. I don't know what's up with it. Sorry, my audio first reset. Hi everybody. We're gonna play some Elite Dangerous today because we haven't done that in a while, and that's kind of what I'm feeling today. I just figured, it was a long weekend. It was a thing that happened, so why not get in here? We'll just kind of hang out. We'll zatsu for a little bit. I genuinely don't know where I am, but we haven't done a whole lot of Elite lately, but I am still plugging away at it. I'm just kind of like taking a little road trip until they introduce the Panther 2. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. At some point I need to start heading back. I don't know when that's going to be. I think the Panther Clipper 2 will be probably next month. We should get some more information later on at the Frontier Unlocked at the end of this month. But that's still a ways away. But yeah, I didn't take my fleet carrier out or anything like that this time around. We're just, I don't know why my hard points are deployed. There we go. I just decided, you know what, it's much faster just to take the Mandalay, and I'm not really looking for like screenshots or anything. I am still looking for, a nice jolly green gas giant. So that's that's really the only thing that I'm focused on at the moment. Get my coffee. But aside from that, it's just, we're just vibing. We're just hanging out. We're just chilling a little bit. I now realize my my desktop audio is also doing the same thing. Oh, why did all of this reset? It must have been. I held off as long as I could, but I recently updated Windows. Not my favorite thing in the world to do, but yeah, I think that probably screwed things up. But that being said, howdy y'all, welcome. How's everyone's week going? It is a Tuesday, right? I assume it's a Tuesday. Things are going pretty good here. It's just been kind of a relaxing couple of days after working. I went to the Magic pre-release on Friday. And we'll talk a little Magic while we are doing this. But yeah, it was fun. I only did one round. We get out there, and me and my buddy, we haven't played Magic in a while, and it was a lot of fun. Like just opening packs and talking Magic and just hanging out a little bit. But we get in there. The thing starts at 7, right? 7 in the evening. And then he comes out and he says, yeah, we're doing 6 rounds. And like, it was the largest pre-release our LGS had ever done. Beat Lord of the Rings out by about 10 people or so. And yeah, it was just kind of a madhouse. So it was like hard to hear people. I was yelling the entire time, and I had to work the next day. So by the end of round 1, which I got my tail kicked, by the way. I had probably the worst 6 packs I think that we've opened so far. It was pretty bad. I mean, we've opened a fair amount here. We still have one more collector box on the way. But it was easily just one of the worst block of 6 packs that I think I've opened yet. So there's really no synergy between any of them. Like, I would get some really decently powerful cards like Odin that can win games, and then absolutely nothing that could give them hexproof or anything like that. Just no synergy at all between any of my colors or within the colors or anything. So yeah, after one round, I was just like, I'm done. I came for what I wanted. I got my packs, I got my box, which the box is very cool, by the way. I tossed the outer box. That's just going to be just cardboard that's going to be sitting around. But the deck box itself has the same design. And yeah, it's classic art of the team fighting Garland. It's really cool. And sure enough, it was a decent time, but it also reminded me like why I don't actually play Magic. It's yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. But yeah, went there, had a lot of fun doing that. And then what is all of this? There we go. And then yeah, just work the next couple of days. I'm genuinely surprised I was able to actually talk the next day and ask all of my customers, hey, do you have rewards? Because that is the only thing that I get to say for pretty much 4 hours straight. You have rewards. Cool. All right. that's about it. And then, yeah, you know, today the arena update happens, so it is available Magic Arena. I've already played a couple drafts there. Only did slightly better. But you know, it's more to add cards to the collection than it is to actually win for me, since the drafts you get to keep all of your cards. So you know, that was okay. But yeah, I'm just kind of remembering all the reasons why I don't actually play, and this is just purely for Final Fantasy collection, right? And then yeah, it's just been hanging out. It's been sitting around watching my K-dramas. I've been watching My Demon right now, which is, I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, doing stuff like this, maybe doing some grinding. I think tomorrow's stream we will do some more FF9. I'm pretty comfortable with where we're at. I've got most of the side quests and stuff done that I was planning to do before the final stream of it. And yeah, we will hopefully finish it up this week. I'm tentatively doing it tomorrow. And yeah, then we can move on to FF10. I'm super excited. I'm ready for 10. But yeah, that's really been about it. Yesterday I would have streamed, but it was still more magic stuff. I don't know if you saw, but the secret layers went up. So those are like the special limited time direct from magic sales. And yeah, it was a madhouse. It was an absolute madhouse. I don't think I have had an online experience like that probably since the last time I went to Comic-Con and had to deal with Hotel Apocalypse, right? Where you have to try and reserve a spot at your chosen hotels. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they contract out the same company to actually handle their queue system. But yeah, it was, you know, getting there, getting in line like 5 minutes before they even go on sale, and then it randomizes you. So I was in line for probably 2 hours trying to get the weapons set. And that's really the only one that I wanted, was the weapons set. I don't really care about the playability or anything like that of a lot of the cards, so it was definitely a thing. But I did end up getting a foil weapon set, so you know, I had to pay a little bit more than I was planning to. I would have been fine with the non-foil. But yeah, you know, just sitting there in line for 2 hours and just slowly watching things go out of stock. And I think a lot of people are reasonably upset, and it definitely, I can understand why. But yeah, you know, I think it's another case, and we'll be talking about this next time we open some collector boosters. I'll probably end up going over all of this again, right? But okay, 3,000 kilometers from the ring. All right, but yeah, I think it's just another case of the traditional Magic community just really being completely underprepared for the Final Fantasy fandom. Now, there's obviously was some issues with scalpers too. That's just kind of an eternal issue. I guess there was a way to like skip the line by sharing, you know, checkout codes and that kind of thing, which is bullshit. I'm surprised they haven't fixed that. Or honestly, I'm surprised they haven't gone back to ship print to demand, which would be the way to do it. But honestly, I think a lot of it is just fans like me who do not traditionally play Magic, but are big Final Fantasy fans. Because I've noticed on just in general, both at my pre-release, just on various forums, Reddits, that kind of thing, just people being vastly underprepared or underestimating an actual fandom like Final Fantasies, right? It's been pretty wild to see. It hasn't always been bad. I think it's been nice to see that, you know, some Final Fantasy fans have been really getting into Magic, and some Magic fans are really curious about the games. And, you know, I think there's been a lot of positive vibes in terms of just the set in general, how they've treated the games, the artwork, all of that. But there is definitely a segment of the Magic community that just doesn't get it. They're operating by old rules, right? They keep thinking, you know, that the way that they've always played the game still applies to this set, and it's not really the case. You know, I see it a lot when people ask about, you know, slabbing cards or, you know, getting grades done and that kind of thing, which I haven't done yet. I haven't gotten anything really quite worth doing it. Maybe the Titus, but that's really about it, right? But yeah, you know, one of the common responses like, oh, well, you know, the prices are tied to playability. We play the game here and like, oh, this isn't Pokemon. Because in the traditional Magic player's mind, like everyone knows other card games, but it would never happen to their game, right? Like this is Magic, it's not Pokemon. And like, I hate to tell you guys, but yes, this set is a lot closer to Pokemon than anything that Magic has ever done. And you gotta start treating it that way. Yeah. You know, I think that's going to be a really big issue the next couple of weeks, because I've seen a lot of people talking about, oh, well, prices are going to start tanking on singles as the official release happens and that kind of thing. And I have bad news. I think the grand majority of stock for a Final Fantasy's Magic set has already been opened. You know, the official release is going to be the 13th, and you're going to have a lot of your big box stores come out, and I think that's when Amazon will start shipping out, which, to be fair, Amazon is going to be a fairly large chunk of the overall player base, but I think everyone that was interested in this set and wanted to open packs has been doing it. And I've noticed a lot of local game stores, including our own, that are just completely out of stock now. And they probably are not getting a restock or a reprint until next month. So yeah, I think the availability issues are not going away anytime soon. I think what is out there is pretty much like at least half of what's already going to be out there for the foreseeable future. Now, you know, in 3 years, that's available for 3 years, so you got a little bit of time. But you know, they're gonna have to start printing new sets too. And eventually they'll start printing less of the Final Fantasy set. Eventually. Who knows when. But if they don't like lower their printing supply of Final Fantasy, then that means they're not going to, you know, be able to do the new sets at the supply that they need. That's just the nature of having only a few printers around the world and having multiple big sets come out, you know, back to back to back. Because you've got Spider-Man after this. Supposedly X-Men will be one of next year's sets. So yeah, it's like, do they print more Final Fantasy, or do they make sure that they have enough supply for the next sets? So it's a tricky business, right? So yeah, but like one of the best examples that I can think of was like someone had left their tokens and art cards on the table at our pre-release, right? Now my LGS is very old school. They don't really know a whole lot about fandoms. They don't know a whole lot about collectible markets, that kind of thing. I mean, they do in the sense that they understand how Pokemon and stuff works, but they don't know anything about Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is not really the kind of collectability thing that you can just walk into a store and get, right? Like most of the stuff that you want from the franchise has to come from either Square's official shop, or you get like fan art and stuff made, and you get them from conventions and that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, so they were just like, if people left their tokens and art cards and stuff, they were just tossing them. The tokens I can understand, but like I was trying to explain to them, like, no, the art cards are actually like gonna be really popular, guys, like especially the signed ones. And there were a couple signed ones that I saw them toss out. I'm like, you realize that some of those signed art cards are worth more than some of the rares from this set, right? Like they just completely do not understand how fandom works, like Final Fantasy, right? All they look at is like, oh, licensed property and that kind of thing. Like they don't understand the fan markets around things, and they certainly don't understand how much artwork is an important part of the Final Fantasy community and that kind of stuff. Yeah, you know, I mentioned that story to a couple people from some of the forums that I go to. And sure enough, a couple of them came back. They were like, you know what? I think the most expensive card I pulled out of any of my packs was the signed Tifa art card. So like, yeah, like that's the kind of mindset that's going around right now. It's like, it's an interesting clash of like the traditional old school Magic people that are completely unable or unwilling to cope and Final Fantasy fans that are swarming a new market that can be a lot to deal with, right? So I think it's going to be really interesting the next couple weeks. Now, that's not to say prices and stuff, if you're looking to buy singles, it's not to say that they're not going to go down at all. I think they will. I mean, obviously that's just how things work, especially with play booster stuff. But I don't think they're going to be crashing and tanking nearly as much as I think a lot of traditional Magic fans were expecting. And they sure as hell are not going to stick with the traditional, like, playability equals value mindset. Like, people, especially a lot of the big Japanese collectors, will be slabbing these cards. You're probably going to have more graded Magic cards for this set than I think has ever been done for any set in history. And, you know, I think this is going to be the general thing with Universes Beyond going forward. And I know there's a lot of people that will complain about that. And you know what? You know, fair. That's fine, I guess. But, like, that's the reality of it. And you're going to have to adjust because that's how the markets are going to be working, right? But for me, you know, it's just going to be, we're going to get another box. I still got a couple things that we're going to be trying to get. And yeah, they're just going to be completely based around what I like. Not playability or anything like that. I want my favorite characters and I want my favorite art. And then they're going to be, you know, display pieces and put in some nice cases and that kind of thing. So, yeah. But yeah, I think as someone that's really been in a lot of different, like, fandoms and used to work in, like, nerd economics, right? Like, I used to be a nerd journalist, is what I would call it. You know, the fancier name would be the cultural journalist, right? You go to Comic-Con every year and write your articles and take your photos and that kind of thing, right? But as someone that's very, like, invested in that aspect of things, yeah, it's been very interesting to see, but also kind of reminds me, like, why I don't play Magic. Really, just a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of unwillingness to change, ultra competitive, and, like, they think a lot of things that happen to other card games would never happen to their game, and yeah, it's pretty bad. But you know what? That's just that's how it's going to be, and I'll just have to keep doing my thing and collect cards that I like, and they can play the game the way that they want, because I'm not going to be doing that. That's not going to be my thing. But yeah, it was interesting. Like, the one dude that I played in my rounds, nice guy, and he was kind of interested in Final Fantasy. He said he's been playing some of the old ones since the set kind of got him into it, but he's definitely more of, like, a Magic player. But I was really the only one, you know, at my LGS that was, like, really Final Fantasy anything. Like, I'm sure everyone really, like, liked the games or was excited about the set, but, like, I was the only one wearing a shirt, right? I was wearing my Scions of the Seventh Dawn shirt, and, like, I had my Final Fantasy watch on. I would have wore a Red Mage hat if I had one. Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of other fandom stuff around. It was very much more like the Magic community. And I mean, I guess that makes sense. We're kind of a smaller, like, small town, and it can be kind of hard to find people that are, like, really big into Final Fantasy around here. They definitely exist. But I think for a lot of people around here, it's more for the Magic side of things. Like, they play every week and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to be kind of a rude awakening for a lot of people that have been unwilling to change or don't want to look at the other mindset. They're just only seeing it as a Magic set and completely ignoring the whole Final Fantasy aspect of it. But, you know, part of that is also just me being super defensive as well. Because, you know, us Magic fans, we like our properties. We like sharing the stories and the characters and stuff that we love. So we're pretty defensive sometimes when it comes to, like, people underestimating us, which I feel like sometimes we don't need to be like that. But But, you know, at the same time, it's also kind of true, right? Like, there's a reason it's one of the 10 biggest selling franchises in video game history, right? It's been around a while, and I feel like maybe this is kind of a reminder of that to people that that don't get it, right? But yeah, you know, we're still gonna have some fun opening the collector boosters. I think that's gonna be about it for me. I do still have a gift bundle on the way, but I'm just gonna do that off stream, I think. Because yeah, it's been a lot of money. It's been a lot more than I really wanted to spend. But you know, I was saying the other day, I don't really have a whole lot that I collect. I don't really get to buy things just for me all that often. I don't even take vacations, really. You know, if I'm not working my retail shift, I'm doing this. I haven't left my state in like probably 5 years or so. So yeah, I figured I deserve it. I work hard. I have dreams. I have hopes. I want to get something nice for me. So it's either this or, you know, a new guitar. So that's what it ended up being. Which, by the way, we also got to do another guitar stream at some point. Which is why I went with the magic cards instead of a new guitar. Is that I still need to play the ones that I've got more often than I do. But, you know, if you are able to avoid the cynicism within both communities, I hope you're having fun with the Magic set, and I hope you're enjoying cracking your packs and getting the cards that you like. You know, it's me ranting a little bit, but that's also because we need things to talk about on stream sometimes, and sometimes ranting is the best way to do it. But I think overall, like I said, it's been very positive. I think people have been very happy. The secret lair thing yesterday was really the only time I've seen just like a really big rush of negativity, and I think in that case it was pretty well deserved. Because yeah, it was a madhouse. It was an absolute madhouse. I completely understand everyone that's upset about it, and it just boggles my mind that they still use such a poor system for it. Like, the only thing that I can think of, I do see some conspiracy theories popping up every now and then about, oh, well, they want the FOMO, it's better for marketability and stuff. I think, honestly, it's just a printing capacity issue more than anything else. I think they wouldn't be opposed to doing print on demand, but, you know, now that they're doing 6 sets a year and they have to slot printers like way out ahead of time, I think they're just having issues just printing the things at a certain point. I mean, it's probably a mix of both, if we're being honest. But it kind of reminds me when everyone was complaining about housing and that kind of thing, and Yoshi P had to come out himself and be like, look guys, we understand, but we've been trying to buy servers for like 2 years now and can't find them. Right? So I think there's definitely some like supply issues involved. I think the FOMO marketing is definitely part of it. But I think it's a little more complicated than that too. But I mean, either way, it's still pretty bad. But even the secret lair, I think, was another good example of the I don't know, the gulf between Magic players and Final Fantasy fans, right? Like, one of the big things that I think I've seen a lot, and people aren't mad about it necessarily, but they are very curious, is why one of the sets sold out before the other sets. Right? Like, the Game Over set sold out within the first hour. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, well, they print less and that kind of thing. Which I think is partially true. I think they probably do print a little bit different numbers. But I don't think it's all that much different, because that messes with the bundles, right? Like, they want to sell the big bundles too. That's not just a lot of money all at once, but it's also less money for shipping and packaging. Because they could do it all in one box instead of several smaller ones, right? And yeah, people have been just very curious why certain sets sold before the others. Because like, the one that sold last is the one that had, quote unquote, the most playable cards, right? Had the quote best cards, right? But yeah, and as a Final Fantasy fan, you look at it and it's like, oh, well, the Game Over set that sold out first is the one that has all the villains. And you look at the artwork and it's all villain showcases. And it's like, yeah, no shit, it sold out first. You got Sephiroth and Kefka as like showcase cards, right? And then you get to the weapon set, which I think was kind of middle ground anyways for a lot of people. But like for me personally, I don't care about Colossus Hammer. What I care about is the Gaia full art showcase. It's the only card that she has a full character showcase on. And yeah, I think that was another just kind of an interesting divide between the Magic players and the Final Fantasy fans, and the Magic players kind of underestimating the reasons and the scope of why the FF fans are collecting, right? It's just been interesting to see, I think. Man, like I am out here. I was hoping I would find, man, I've been doing giant hunting. I've been trying to get gas giants, and I'm not seeing much. I'm not seeing a whole lot. I feel like I'm not that far out near the edges. Once I get to the next region, I will be. But I feel like I'm still in a place that should have a high enough planet density to be able to like get some stuff. Oh, this game. Well, you know, it's a 1 in a million chance to get a Jolly Green gas giant. So I guess that, I mean, I'm not actually expecting to find one. But then again, I also have a lot of free time. But I'm not going to find one if I don't find systems that actually have planets in them. I don't know. The past, it's been a lot of jumps. It was like, I'd say 300 jumps from here to Seoul, or to my destination to Seoul. And I'd say the past 50 to 60 jumps, I've only had maybe 3 systems or so that had more than maybe 2 planets. It's almost all been just the stars and nothing else, which is kind of odd. I haven't had that problem really before. It'd probably be a little bit different if I wasn't just doing the mass jumps to get to my destination. If I actually took some time to maybe explore around here a little bit, I might be able to find a few little things. But yeah, it has not been a very successful expedition, to say the least. But you know, I'm just in the Mandalay, so I don't have my fleet carrier or anything like that. I'm just kind of, I'm not even scanning a lot of stuff. I haven't landed on any planets. I don't want to have to like synthesize fuel for my SRV and all of that stuff. So it's been very chill. It's not a money-making trip. More of just like, I don't have a whole lot to do in the bubble, so I'm gonna hop out and see what I can find out here, visit some regions that I've never been to. And yeah, it is much faster. It's honestly kind of nice. It was just kind of on a whim kind of thing. I got mad at colonization again, so I decided, you know, I'm just gonna yeet myself. And yeah, it's been fun. It's going much faster, and it's been interesting trying to do it without the FC. You don't really realize how long that 15-minute jump timer is until you are actually in an exploration ship. Now, you know, the downside is this is my only ship. So if I do find an interesting spot, I basically got to bookmark it and then head all the way back and then get my FC and then get all my cool ships to go out and take screenshots. So yeah, it's, you know, there are some trade-offs. If I do ever just feel like switching it up and, you know, going out my Anaconda or something like that, I don't have that option. Yeah, it's been nice to just get out here with just the one ship. Just pure flight. No money making, anything like that. Just going out here to see what we can explore. And getting to some of these regions that I've never been to. I have not really been up here to like the northeastern side of the galaxy before. I've been up this way pretty close to the center. Like I've been out in this direction at the galactic core, but not really like the outer rims. So I'm kind of debating, like, do I want to maybe head over to Beagle Point at some point? Because I think it would be pretty fast. Kind of making a weird loop. But if we've got a month until the Clipper 2 comes out, like, it's not really... I'm not really in any rush. And the Mandalay covers so much ground that it really is... It's a world of difference from the past times we've been out. So, you know, it's still 300 jumps, but, you know, I put on a K-drum or something like that, and I just kind of let time wash over me. It'll go pretty fast. I'm also speeding up because against my better judgment, because I usually don't turn on my lines. I don't like seeing the lines and all of that. But it does make me feel scoop a lot faster instead of trying to do it how I usually did it in my old streams, just like hovering with my belly facing the sun. Here I can actually see how close I can get. So yeah, it's speeding. It's going pretty quick. I just wish there was more interesting stuff to see out here. Like, I'm too far out to really find a whole lot of black holes or anything. Maybe if I cut across the center, go back to the galactic core, cut across, maybe go up kind of close to Riker's Hold. Now, spend some time there, I'll find quite a few. Just, you know, lazily going over to Beagle Point or whatever. All right, so we got 11. Yeah, aside from that, I've also been doing a little bit of leveling on my Sage. I was hoping to take my Sage into Occult Crescent, but I'm still just a little short of the eye level requirements. But yeah, you know, I hopped back in there the other night to do some stuff on my Red Mage. Just get a few things done. And yeah, it's definitely quieted down quite a bit. You know, part of it was the time probably that I was going in there. But yeah, there really weren't nearly as many people in there as I thought. I think maybe a lot of people are kind of upset about Fort Tower. From what I've been reading, it very much is a kind of like, you need an organized team that understands strats to get this stuff down. And if that's like the main end game thing to do in Occult Crescent, and it's really that difficult, then that like cuts out a lot of the reason to even do it, right? You know, I might hop in there a little bit later on tonight and see how things go with you know, more peak hours. Try and get a few more upgrades to my gear. But yeah, I was surprised at how quiet it had gotten. I still enjoy it, but like some of this stuff is going to be really hard if you don't have a group to do it. Like, you can't really solo the CEs. All right. Got something with a wide ring. How wide we talking? Throw wide the gates. Man, where is this thing? Ah, there we go. There you're hiding. All right. Still, I mean, it doesn't help that I haven't been scanning like everything. I'm sure I've found like passed up some very large or very small, just like rocky bodies or something like that. With 2 light seconds, not really worth it. I really don't look at the wide rings unless they're 10 light seconds or above, preferably 50. That's what happens when you do extreme exploration, right? You spend most of your time, you know, hoovering up black holes and white dwarves and stuff. But you know, we've been hitting up the RPGs and stuff so hard that it's been kind of nice to get back to the old standbys. You know, doing a little bit of this. Like, I can't remember the last time that we streamed Elite. Couldn't have been that long ago because it wasn't that far down under my reuse previous settings on YouTube, right? But it has been like a lot of Clair Obscur and FF9, a little more FF14, which, by the way, yeah, I think we're just gonna do Clair Obscur off stream. I think I'm just gonna do that on my own time. We've got too much. I can't fit in that many JRPGs. I think this was my lesson. I think this was my warning shot right? Probably not. Yeah, it's just gonna be an icy world. They're like right there on that border. That's fine. And so yeah, we got to take a look. Try and find some other games. We haven't had a whole lot of like just chill and like no thought games for a while. I could always get back into Marvel Rivals, but I've had some technical issues trying to stream that. So yeah, we need another game like that though. Something that's like not story based, not a big RPG with a lot of a big grind or anything. Just some nice chill, like competitive shooters we can just hop in and just kind of play, right? I feel like we had a few, and then there has been a lot of issues with them trying to stream, and we're still on the hunt. So I think that I'll try and look around and find something like that they can kind of break it up. That way it's not so easy to kind of get overwhelmed with a whole lot of really like long form and story based games. I've said, a lot of times that JRPGs, they're kind of a hard genre to stream because you do really have to put in a lot of hours to it. You really have to pay attention. They're not really great yapping games. I know that there's a lot of streamers that do yap during it, but I'll be honest, like if you're yapping during big story moments and trying to like, hey chat, look at this, I'm probably not going to watch you. Because I think we're all looking for the reactions to the big story moments. And if you miss it because you are looking at chat, like that takes a lot of fans out of it. So, I wouldn't do on my streams what I wouldn't watch on someone else's streams. So, yeah. But the downside is, yeah, if we're doing a lot of JRPGs, we need to find something to break it up. So it's not, we don't have to be like all focus all the time. But I would like to, I do want to kind of want to play Marvel Rivals again. I need to figure out what's going on with my settings on it. I really did. I thought we had it at a good spot, and then it wasn't. I think I just need a new computer. Is what I really think, or find a way to like get one and transform it into the old dual PC setup that all the pro gamers use. We're not quite that big. We're not quite that big here on YouTube yet. But if you want to help, like, subscribe, share among your friends, all that good stuff. We'll keep doing our thing as best we can. But yeah, there have been a lot of issues with it. But I did still really enjoy it. The problem is they've added so many characters since the last time that I played. I don't know what everyone does. Like I've missed like the second half of the Fantastic Four. So I haven't even seen the Thing or anything like that. Yeah. I don't know if Luna Snow is even good anymore. I heard that there were like people malding about the lack of healers, and they were like the healers were boycotting the game for a bit. Like I missed all that news, but I did really enjoy it. I don't know. It kind of comes and goes in waves with me when it comes to like competitive shooters like that, because even though I'm not very good, I am still kind of competitive, and I want to do well. Like I want to at least not embarrass myself, right? But we got up there to like platinum, so I feel like we were on a good pace. It was just yeah. It was just technical issues more than anything else. But if we can find a game like that, maybe I'll just get back into Overwatch. Who knows? Does anyone even still play that anymore? I have no idea. I genuinely don't. I have not had a Blizzard game installed on my computer in like several years at this point. So I don't know where the mindset is. I guess WoW's been doing okay. But they're not really interested in another like subscription MMO. Especially because housing is back. I've got a couple more bids open for I think tomorrow is is results day. So yeah, I've got a couple more in on a medium, but if I don't get it, there's a large up. So, you know, I won't necessarily be mad if I don't get the medium, but oh, medium or large for the old FC, for the old GPO studio? Yeah. Yeah. And we'll be doing a lot of FF14 streams. Watch me as I build a bunch of dioramas and stuff. All right, this one had a few. Man, see, it's been nothing but this. It's been nothing but this for like the past 100 jumps. Just you know, they might have systems with some decent amount of planets, but it's just all rocky and ice planets. I don't need Earth-likes. I don't need ammonia worlds. Like I said, we're not doing this trip for money. What I need is gas giants. I need gas giants and interesting vistas, right? And we just haven't been getting any. It's just been boring rocks after boring rock. The last time I went out, it was to Dryman's Point. And I feel like that was about as far out as I am now. But it had much more interesting systems. I don't know what the deal is with this part of the galaxy, but yeah, there's just not a whole lot of interesting systems around here. Dryman's Point was like, man, you find just you find, you know, rare objects and stuff all over the place out there. Here we go. Found so many trees floating around out there in asteroid belts and stuff. It was just they were all over the place. Big planets, big systems with, you know, 100+ bodies. And yeah, we have not gotten that here yet. This has just been maybe one of the most boring trips out here that I've ever made. But, you know, now I know. I wouldn't know if I don't go out and explore. That's the thing, right? You don't know until you get there. Yeah, the journey through the Trojan Belt has left a lot to be desired, to say the least. Maybe if I do cut back through the center of the galaxy, maybe I'll spend a little bit more time like actually stopping and exploring different regions within here. But I haven't really had a decent excuse yet. I mean, look at this. This is all it's been. This is all it's been. I'm not getting anything over here. I'm not getting anything over here. Like no notable stellar phenomena or anything like that on this trip. It's just been boring. And that's why I'm here with you. So you can help me cut through the monotony of traveling through this sector. It's so bad. It's so bad. It is one of those cases where I do kind of wish I did bring my FC, so I'd at least be able to switch up my ships. Maybe I should just make it a goal. I want to make it really easy, since I'm not doing this for the money. Maybe I should just make it a goal that if I get 5 Akasupas, I crash into the nearest black hole, lose all of my data, and reappear at the bubble. Maybe that's what I can do. Just shortcut my way back. And in the pain that is the Trojan Belt. I didn't even see how many we had here. 12, Oh, I just feel the need to scan something, man. It's been... My elite observatory has not been popping up with like anything interesting. Like that last trip out, you know, we didn't find the green gas giant or anything like that. But I still found a lot of really interesting things. Like, you know, there were a few points out there in Dryman's where it was just system after system. My elite observatory was just popping off, man. Yeah, just ice balls. Then again, I know what ice balls feel like, so maybe it's just me projecting onto the game. Yeah, how you guys doing anyways? It's been a few days. It's been a few days since we chat. I need to get into the habit of doing more Zatsu streams just to like check in with y'all. It's just yeah, sometimes it can be a little rough, but I feel like maybe like Sunday evenings and stuff, we might be able to fit in a few more. You know, after my work shifts and stuff, it's just, man, standing at that cash register is just, it's draining. It's draining. It wouldn't be so draining if I was able to get out onto the floor and like actually have some work instead of just staring at an empty bookshelf all day, right? That's the thing with me is like, I don't mind like easy monotonous jobs. Like I don't mind getting paid, man. I just hate it when it's boring. And that's the bad thing is like, it's either super boring or super repetitive. And yeah, it's not good either way. And especially because I'm up there, it does affect my voice. So like sometimes you got to be kind of careful. And I've learned a lot the past couple of months of what happens when I try to work and fit in too many long streams at a time, and it ends up with us not doing any streams because my voice went out. So yeah, I'm thinking of applying elsewhere. I mean, I like the bookstore. It's kind of like one of the easiest jobs you could get, but if they're just going to keep me up there and it's affecting other things and they're not giving me a whole lot of hours anyways, like, yeah, maybe I'll just go apply somewhere else. It's not like retail jobs are going to be hard to find. They're really arguably the only jobs available in my area. So, you know, go walk through the mall, enter a store, and I'll probably be able to find one. And it probably pays about the same too. So it's not like I'm really losing a whole lot of money out of it. Man. Yeah, I hope your weeks are going okay. It's been, I know it's kind of hectic out there. There's just a lot being thrown at you at once. You just got the life is happening. We'll just put it that way. But I hope you're able to like take a second, pause, you know, be able to take a moment to breathe and do the things that you like. And hopefully, you know, if you are collecting and trying to have some fun, I hope it's paying off for you, right? Got to take your small moments where you can. Got to take your joy where you can get it. Especially me, because our soccer team and sports teams have not been doing good. That's usually my joy during the summer. But now is not the time to be following St. Louis sports. So that's just how things are. You know what can turn it all around is if I get this collector booster box and they give me that Kefka and Terra that I want. Those are the ones I really want. I mean, I won't say no to Surge Foil Y'shtola, which is also another big surprise. You know, I was talking about how people are super surprised. Apparently, the Surge Foil Y'shtola is currently the most expensive card in the set. So remember how I was talking about the playability does not equal value? Well, this is the power of FF14 fans. We will spend a lot of money on rare and pretty copies of our cat mom. Like, there's not a surprise. Apparently, she's going for like $450 right now. Now, obviously, like your traveling chocobos are technically the most expensive, right? Like, she's not more expensive than a serialized traveling chocobo. But, you know, just in terms of the things you can reasonably expect to get, she is more expensive than Vivi. She's more expensive than Sephiroth. I was genuinely like super surprised when I was looking at the numbers and that was the case, but I'm not going to say no. I mean, we did get the just the regular art series card of her, so I'm pretty happy with that. Like, I really wanted the art for that. I really like that design of Y'shtola. So, you know, if we don't get her, I'll be okay. I'd rather have right now the Amano Terra is probably the next big chase card that I want. I mean, Kefka is definitely up there. I think Kefka is a little bit cheaper than Terra though, so I might be able to just get singles of him. But yeah, I really want the Amano Terra. That's like kind of the next big chase card. But you know, we still don't have a few people. Like, we still haven't. I don't think we've pulled a Squall. I definitely have not pulled a Tifa, and I'm really kind of mad about that. I definitely want a Tifa. But you know, I think overall though we've gotten quite a few really good things and things that I've been excited to see. So I was just super happy pulling that Heidelin. I really can't emphasize enough how much I wanted that card. So yeah, I think overall it's been a good couple of sets. I know a lot of people look at it and be like, well, was it like $1,200 worth of cards? Good? That I don't know. That I'm trying not to think about as much as I can. The money's spent. I will just deal with whatever comes after, right? It's not like I'm unemployed, so like I have ways to make it back. It's just how much is it gonna hurt me doing it? How many hours am I gonna have to stand at that cash register if I want to like try and get some extra hours in, right? Do I really want to do that? Or can I just kind of like maintain what I'm doing now? That's the question. We could do maybe we can just have like another one of my guides go viral again. Maybe that would really help out. That would pay for it. I do need to make some more guides. I like doing them. It's just I haven't really had a whole lot to like make guides for. Right? I have already made the RP guides. I'm not really doing Savage rating, so it's like I can't really do like a Talking the Red. I could maybe do, I don't know, something with Elite, but I don't know what. There's already a lot of info about it already out there. It's not like I can make a role-playing guide for Elite Dangerous. So yeah, it's one of those things where I really like making those things, but you gotta have topics to talk about. I'm not really like the kind of video essayist that can do like Defunct Land does. Be very niche topics. But yeah, if I can think of something, like we can do it. I'll make another one. People seem to really like those. It's been interesting because I do occasionally like have weeks where just the sub numbers dip. And I feel like almost every time it's a lot of people that found me for the video guides and don't realize that I'm a VTuber. I don't know. I feel like there was a contention that like, oh, I didn't know he was a VTuber. Ew. It was like, yeet. I mean, I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. I've streamed more doing this than I definitely did doing the webcam, and I like it. But yeah, you know, I think that's also, you know, kind of another situation is, do I really want to make more video guides? I think, you know, sometimes YouTube can get kind of weird when it comes to algorithm stuff when you try doing a lot of variety content. I don't think it's as weird as people like to doomsay about, because a lot of their biggest live streamers are VTubers, and I think they've kind of figured that out. Like, it's not like HoloLive has problems getting, you know, shown on the old feed, and they do a little bit of everything. So, you know, I think some of it's kind of hearsay, but you never know. I'm more worried about the whole video guides to live streaming thing than I am what I'm actually streaming. I haven't really noticed anything in terms of numbers and people being able to find me between this, guitar streams, whatever I happen to be doing at the time. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is probably the time that I stream. So hello everyone from Europe, because apparently you're one of my largest audiences. I didn't realize, like, it's interesting. Like, I try streaming peak hours here in the US, and you know, I won't get anything. But then I stream overnights at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and like everyone from France and Germany is like, hey, what's up? Weston's here. And I'm like, all right, how's it going, guys? I hope you're having a good time. Good morning. Like I said, I appreciate anyone that comes to visit the stream. I don't mind. I don't really care where you're from, what languages you speak. If you're enjoying the streams, I'm happy you're taking the time out of your day to do it. It's just it's a little bit, it's a little tricky as the streamer himself to try and figure out how to navigate that. and a sleep schedule, right? Like that's really where the issue comes in. All right. Finally, we've got one with 32. That's a lot of stars. Make sure I don't run into one. All right, let's... And you know what it is? It's because we just entered a new sector. You can tell. As you explore a lot, you'll notice a little bit about how the Stellar Forge works in terms of like sectors and like how it determines like composition of the galaxy and that kind of thing. And yeah, different sectors will usually have slightly different composition of elements. And yeah, it's that can determine whether or not you're gonna get anything good with interesting stuff. Some sectors are just better than others because when Stellar Forge, you know, designed it and threw all the elements to the wind or whatever, they ended up that like, oh, well, this sector has more hydrogen and this sector has more carbon and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it does start to show it through. Like, it's still randomized to a point. Yeah, you do start to see a little bit of like the seams of how they created the galaxy and the coding that went into the Stellar Forge, right? There's still a lot left to be discovered and a lot that's still unknown. But you do start to see patterns, you know. Okay. Just really nothing. I thought they were going to be orbiting something there. That's okay, but at least we're starting to get a few things. Starting to get some things to look at. Let's see. Just a gas giant. Okay. Oh, weird. I don't mind gas giants. I want one of them to be a green gas giant. I want them to be very bright. I want them to be neon. And no luck yet. I've never even seen one. I've been purposely avoiding trying to visit the ones that have already been found because I don't want that to show up in my codex. Because one of the easiest ways to find one of the bigger gas giants is to look for the codex pop up, right? Especially for some of them that don't really have a whole lot of green in them. Like I know a lot of like the class 2 and 3 gas giants. Like sometimes it just might be a couple of little specks of green popping up from the background, right? And you really wouldn't know unless you looked at the description or you see the codex notification pop up. So yeah, if I end up going to visit the ones that have already been found, then those codex entries will be logged and that'll make it a little bit harder to find new ones. So we're just gonna avoid it. First time I see one will be one of my own. So there's a good chance this game will die before I ever actually see one. It's like me in real life and seeing anything outside the continental US. So there's you know, a lot of parallels going on in my life. No, I pressed it, but it disappeared too fast. There we go. Man, nothing. Okay. Yeah, I'm not scanning that many. I'm not spending an hour scanning like 30 rocky bodies. Get out of here. But we are making good time. I mean, when we first logged in, it was what, like 79 jumps or something like that? What are we down to? Just an estimate. I think we're probably around 50 by this point. I think we probably had about 20 jumps since the start of the stream. If I was really booking it, we would already be there. See, we're even doing a little bit faster than I thought. Turns out time passes really quickly when you're just yapping. Why can't that happen at work? They always say that like, oh, well, it gets really busy, so time goes by faster. No, it doesn't. It just means I'm fitting a lot of more people into a much shorter amount of time because there's a really long line and I feel like I gotta rush through to get them. Right? Time does not work that way. Your perception of time does not change nearly as much as your corporate overlords would like you to think. You know what would really make time go by? having another person up there with me so that I could, you know, take a breather for a second, use the restroom without having to call for backup. All right. Come on, at least give me a cool, like, landable planet next to some rings. I think the closest that I found so far was, I think it was like 100, 200 kilometers from a ring. I doubt I'll be able to beat that. Like, all the ones that I found so far that are close to rings are still like 1,800 to 3,000 out. So that's not quite the vista that I'm looking for. Not quite as good. Yeah, if I end up cutting back through the center of the galaxy, though, I'll try and do a stream where I can show you Mustache and Bowtie, which is the name of the system that I found is probably the coolest one I've ever seen. I've got screenshots of it up on Anara. That one's got some really, really good vistas, and you get to see a white dwarf, a neutron star, and a G star, like, all in a row right next to each other. It's very scary jumping in, but very cool once you get around and can land on some of the planets. But I haven't found anything quite like that so far. I think that's probably one of the coolest systems that I found yet, since, you know, I think most of the ring neutron stars and pulsars have already been found at this point. I doubt I'll find one and be able to put my name on that. But just in terms of, like, other cool things, that one's definitely up there. There it is. It's like, why did the red line disappear? Here we go. Usually it's not there until I start moving around. Okay, here we go. Anything? No? Okay. I'm just doing the gas giants. I'm not scanning all of these planets. Not doing it. I've got enough rocky bodies for days. It's kind of a cool one. Ghost out in the black. I've seen a couple of just, like, pure white gas giants. Those are kind of neat. Let's see if we can make it. It might be too long. It might be too much of a wait trying to get there. I was going to see if maybe we could actually get to my target. Like, I'm trying to get to, what is it, like the outer Sagasi arm or branch or whatever. I don't know the name of a lot of the outer ones, and there were really no jumps within range. Like, like, there were a couple sectors out there that I straight up cannot get to, and you might not be able to get to without a fleet carrier, but they still show up as galactic regions in game. Yeah, this one, the only way I was able to, like, find a route was, like, up here in this tiny little panhandle. We'll just have to we'll have to get in here and take a look. Oop. Anything at all. Like, even the gas giants I am finding don't have rings. So, like, I can't even get, like, any planets close to it. Yeah, so, like, trying to go over here, and I couldn't find any jumps at all. I guess maybe you'd have to approach it from Dryman's Point over here and go up through it. Yeah, this gap between the arms is pretty wide. I was not able to get over there. But then, yeah, you get over here, and there's nothing. There's nothing you're able to reach. Yeah, I mean, we can maybe go up here. I can try it. It's gonna be pretty tricky. Let's see, I don't think I can look at the codex while I'm jumping. Well, we'll take a look and see. Maybe. Because this is the Trojan belt. Yeah, I think the other one is just kind of like a generic science-y name. It's not a cool name like Riker's Hope and Odin's Hold. The Elysian Stream. Those are cool names. Yeah, let's take a look. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, the Sagittarius Carina arm and then Mare Somnia. I might be able to get up to Mare, but I'll have to like get there through like kind of a weird angle, I think. We'll give it a shot. It'll only be a couple of jumps. This panhandle is like super tiny. So it's like, you know, we're already there. I might as well try and add it to the list of discoveries and codex stuff, right? If nothing else. Just, you know, for the completionist's sake. Wee. Man. Nothing. Just nothing. Just garbage. Just garbage this whole way out. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna need to find some more stuff to watch after I'm done with my demon. I'm really enjoying it. It's hitting the K-drama gap that I've had for a while. Like, there's a few things coming out that I do want to see. I still need to check out the Murderbot Diaries. I've heard it's really good, but the episodes feel so much shorter than they are. I know we've been selling a ton of the book. Yeah, I would like to give it a shot. I think I would really enjoy it. I'm still kind of on my sci-fi kick, so I might have to give it a look. But then, you know, I was watching like the big Netflix reveals, like what, like Tulvu or something like that. Their big convention. Like they got Stranger Things coming out around like November. It's like all the kids are like in their 20s now. They're still playing high schoolers, right? And like, yeah, it's I'm curious. I still like it. I enjoyed season 4, but like I'm kind of ready for it to be done. I think they're ready for it to be done. But yeah, like One Piece isn't coming out till next year. Bridgerton doesn't have any more until next year. So I haven't really had a whole lot to watch lately. How fast is this orbit? Let me take a look. 7.7 hours. That's not bad for some stars. It moves pretty quick. But I haven't found anything that's like... I really want to find some that are like 1 hour tops. Give me one of those crazy planets that can orbit in like 20 minutes, right? Like some of the ones that are orbiting some of the pulsars out there. Planet of Death and all that. I haven't seen anything quite that fast. Wow, really nothing. Okay, well that's just how it's gonna be. See, I haven't even found any scary jumps. It hasn't put me in the middle of anything yet. To be fair, I think I am a lot closer to the galactic plane now, which is probably part of it. I couldn't really find anything jumpable down below. Like usually I do, you know, the standard like -500 to -1500, depends on where you're at. But yeah, the star density out here is just, there really wasn't a whole lot of routes that it could plot that far above and below the plane. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely part of the reason why we're not finding a whole lot. But I mean, even for gas giants, you'd think being near the galactic plane would not necessarily be like a hindrance, right? I think you definitely get more interesting systems. But if you're searching for a gas giant, like this is probably the way to go. Okay. Anything? No. Just got the one. Ow. Rude. All right. Orbital period, 0.2 days. Rotational period of 0.3 days. That's kind of neat. What is that, 8 hours? Something like that. 7 1/4 or something. There were a couple that were found as we warped in, but yeah, they're just tiny. They're tiny little guys. Most of the time, like my smallest planets that I found, I think every single one that was close to a record was found almost immediately upon jumping in. Like they're almost all like so small they're practically asteroid clusters. And I think that's why it does it. I haven't really worried too much about finding like super small bodies. They seem to just kind of come on their own. All right. Anything good? Anything good at all? 9. Better than nothing, I guess. Yeah, I haven't even found, like, you know, in terms of like the high value bodies, I found a couple water worlds, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I found any Earthlights on this entire trip. Usually I find a couple just randomly, just along the path. Like, you know, when you're doing 100 to 300 jumps, like, you find a lot of stuff. When you get out here, it's a lot easier to find some of the rare body types than you think. Just from the sheer number of jumps that it takes you to get anywhere, right? You're going to come across something interesting. All right. Come on. Give me something good. Give me something good. I never have that kind of luck, though. How many are we still out? 34? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get there on this stream. That's fine. I'm just like logging in and doing like 50 jumps or so, you know, a session. I'm not really like in any rush to get anywhere. We've got a lot of other stuff to do. But, you know, it's nice to just kind of veg out a little bit. Okay. Well, we'll do one more jump and then I think we'll call it. I just want to check in. It's like anytime that I'm not streaming, I want to stream. But then I got to take a couple days just to like rest the voice, right? So, yeah. This is our weekly check-in stream, which is not a bad thing. I think it's nice to have just kind of like come in and chat for a little bit. Come in and just yap. Talk about life, our feelings. Talk about what we think of our moms. Right? So it's our weekly therapy sessions. Tenga. Oh, wait, no. I can't be the only one that saw that, right? I can't be the only one that immediately thought that. Oh man, hell of a name for a region. This would be the big RP spot if RP was really a thing in the game. Everyone would be here. This would be our Goldshire. It would be our quicksand. All right. Well, I was going to do it after one jump, but you can't throw this name at me and expect me not to go and check it out. All right, but let me get around the star and kind of take a look and see like what's even in this area. Like, what's the stellar density even like here? Do I even really have a whole lot of stuff that I can jump to in range to kind of check some stuff out? We're kind of in the gap right now, I think. Need to take a look again. All right, give it a couple seconds. All right, there we go. All right, still a bunch of icy bodies, a couple HMCs, but like I said, I don't really care all that much about the value right now. I just want cool things to look at. Right. Yeah, see, we're kind of in the gap. There's not a whole lot around. It's really kind of struggling to make some of these jumps. Look at that. Yeah. Maybe 2 jumps from now we can like side swipe and go over here or something. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot in this area. It kind of reminds me of the first time that I went down to visit the Zurara, right? Because that whole region of the galaxy is also very sparse. And there's nothing to really look at down there. Tenga, VDA, JAV. All right, well, at least it's we're seeing some different color stars instead of a bunch of G stars. All right, 11 bodies. I haven't had to worry about fuel at all. Ever since I switched to doing this way, it's been real nice. I can't lie. As much as I liked my old way of doing it and not having the orbital lines on, it's just so much more convenient. Just like getting as close as you can, right? All right. I got a water world, I guess. I'll FSS it, but I'm not gonna fly all the way out there and actually scan the thing. No point. Yeah, it's really the only thing we got. All right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. And I'll do some grinding off stream in FF9 just to make sure that we're completely ready for tomorrow. But yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be the end of FF9, and hopefully we'll be able to move on to FF10 by the end of the week. I mean, I'm super excited. We don't really have a whole lot else like on the schedule. I don't have any more like Magic pre-releases to go to or anything this week. So yeah, should be just a normal schedule for the rest of the month. I'm really hoping the collector box gets shipped out soon. I was hoping Amazon would send it out a couple days early, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. So that'll probably be like a next week stream kind of thing. But you know, maybe I can show off the secret layer that I'm getting. That's shipping out tomorrow. I was really surprised. I did not expect them to get it done that fast. You know, you order it and they say June 11th and like, wow, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'll show that off whenever we crack our last box. Okay, what do we got? Anything? Nope. All right, ending on failure. Why not? That's par for the course. But yeah, I will make sure to let you guys know tomorrow what's up as we round out Disc 4 and FF9 and just kind of blitz our way through a bunch of bosses to finish the game. But yeah, then after that it's FF10, and I am really excited about that. I am super excited about 10, and then 10 too, because I've never played 10 too. But that being said, I hope everyone has a good rest of your Tuesday night. You know, hope it's relaxing. It's the beginning of the week. Don't work too hard. But I will catch you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.